Okay, good evening, everybody. Please confirm you can hear me. I would prefer you use the chat instead to do that rather than unmuting. Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Yes, so we are kicking off. So just give me a moment to share my screen once again. So we are currently live on YouTube. So can actually, and I'm dropping the link on the Zoom chat so you can actually share that with everyone or your colleagues who, for some reason, are probably having issues joining the Zoom meeting. So, yeah, I think that's done. Okay, so let's get the show on the road. Okay, so please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you guys see my screen, please? Okay, great, great, great. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is actually live on YouTube, so I actually don't miss it. I don't need to actually record it, but let's just do that. Or and that's the sake. Okay, so good day everyone. Good evening from this part of the world. My name is Ikechukwu Achom. As you all know, I'm the program manager of Codecamp. Yeah, I'm actually not alone. I have my assistant here with me, Ms. Malayo, and of course the trainers who are also on the call. Your trainers are also on the call. I think you should be able to see them. Um, but of course, we'll just head straight to what we have. I think there will be other meetings where you actually, of course, during the project phase, where you actually interact more with your mentors and trainers. But the purpose of this is to onboard everyone on the Capstone project phase. So you get to understand how it will run. From the screen, you can see the duration. It starts on the 1st of September down to the 30th. So all through September, which is from next week, right? The um, project phase starts. So Codecamp is actually 3 months of learning, right? 3 months of intensive learning and um, 1 month of what actually putting that you're learning into practice, which we tagged that the capstone project phase. So it's a time where, as usual, you how we do it, okay, usually is we team up people, right, from every track, we bring them together and they form groups and then they work on a project. But this year's one is going to be slightly different. Yeah, it's going to be slightly different, which is why we need to do this. So please, at any point you have questions, just note them down. There'll be time for questions. I actually don't want to be interrupted by somebody on muting, so please take note of that. Just write down whatever your questions are. I will make sure to attend to them. So let's move on. So a quick look at the objectives for today is to provide an overview of the project phase, its importance, and how it ties to the overall Codecamp learning journey. Then we'll talk about kind of define the roles for each team member. I will kind of do that very, very briefly. We'll do a bit more intense stuff when the project phase actually kicks off properly. Then, of course, I will present the approved capstone project ideas. So you get to see what you're actually going to build, explain how teams will be allocated, and basically just walk through the execution process. And then we'll look at timelines, deliverables, and evaluation criteria to ensure that every trainee is aligned on what success looks like when it comes to the capstone project. Okay, so let's start. Let's introduce the capstone project phase. So the Capstone project, basically what it does, it marks the transition from guided learning to practical real world application, right? Everything you've been doing, your tasks and all that has basically just been about practicing, based on learning and all that, right? But now this Capstone project is more like transitioning you from, okay, this is no longer learning, right? This is now you applying what you have learned. So this is where trainees consolidate everything they have learned at Codecamp by working in teams, right, to deliver functional software products. Functional, it has to be functional, okay? So that's basically just an overview of what the Capstone phase is all about, right? But like I said, this year's own is going to be slightly different. So please pay very, very close attention, okay? So now, like I said, it's going to be in two phases, right? The Capstone phase is actually going to be in two ways. Now, we're going to stick to the usual, right? And the usual is the group project. Now, this is the usual. This is how we run it in what's it called, Codecamp. But now, how do you get to the group project? The group project part of this is you come together as a group to build something, right? That is how we have always done it. Now, but there are three things to note to be part of this aspect of the Capstone project phase, right? There are three things. Number one is that your final task, which has been given, you have to submit before the deadline. That's one requirement to be part of the group aspect of the project phase. Number two is that you have to achieve a score of 80 and above on first try. On first try. What that means is when you submit your task and your trainer or mentor grades you, that first time you are being graded, okay, you must score 80 and above. If they have to review or drop a comment for you to fix something, that cuts you off. That disqualifies you. I think that's the much better word. That disqualifies you, right? Another prerequisite that you need to ensure your submission is accessible and meets the necessary requirement. Of course, that still slightly just breaks down the second point. For some of you who still submit your submissions, your trainer still has to ask you, I need access. It shows you're not paying attention. And if you are not someone who is attentive, then you should not actually work in a team. You shouldn't. Yes. So what this thing does is kind of sieves out some certain soft skills that you don't have, because we don't need it in a group project. No, we don't need someone who doesn't pay attention to things. We don't need someone who is not who doesn't have this who is not timely, right? Who doesn't understand deadlines, right? We don't need someone who doesn't understand excellence in a team, right? So these are prerequisites to be part of the group project in the Capstone phase, right? And I'll tell you the difference between both of them. So the second part is the individual project. So like I said, we're doing it a bit different this year. So the Capstone phase, you have those who will work on group projects. Those are teams. So you have the front end, back end, mobile, DevOps, software. They come together to build a product. That's the group project, right, during the Capstone phase. But the other one is the individual project. So these are for those who did not make it to the group project, right? Now, but this is it. You have to submit what will qualify you for this, right, or disqualify you from the group project. If you submit before the deadline and get a score below 80 on first grading, it means that you're not going to be part of the group project. So please, Imole, if you can, or trainers down the call, please, can you take this YouTube link and just disseminate on the Discord channel, right? Some persons would need it, really. So please, trainers, help me do that on your various channels. Just disseminate that. Okay, let me continue. So if you submitted before the deadline, and the first time you were graded, you got below 80, it means that you're not going to be part of the team project, the group project. you will have just an individual capstone project that will be given to you. And you have about 3 weeks to do it and submit it, right? And of course, in submitting that, it's now going to be your final project, but on first, which will be actually, it will be looked at, your project will be graded. If you also do not get the 80 and above on first grading, you will not be certified. Take notes, because we are not going to do go and try again, try again, try again, try again, try again, then certify you. No, no, no. It's a one chance thing. So you get there, you're now, oh, okay, you're not part of the team, you're doing your own individual. You have to do it excellently. And there's also going to be a deadline for it. So if you submit before the deadline and get a score below 80 on your first grading, it means you're not going to be part of the group project. If you submit after the deadline, even if you score 1 million over 1 million, right? Even if your work was so perfect, but it was after the deadline, which is stated already in the task that's been given already, submit after the deadline, you're not going to be part of the team project. Like I said, these things is to sieve out people who, for some reason, they are too busy with life, right? So you will just drag the team down if you join them. So you better just stay on your own. But now some persons will be like, well, I can just be in the individual project now. Project is project. Well, project is not project. Now let me explain. Those who are in the group project, those who are in the group project part of things, they are, I think I have it somewhere in the slide, so let me not get ahead of myself, but maybe just state it. Even if I reiterate it, so at least it enters your head again. It's being in the group project qualifies you for internship with Codehouse. If you are not in the group project, you will not intern in Codehouse, whether unpaid, whether paid. So those who do individual projects, you're done. If you get to be certified, nice. Thank you very much. You move on, right? And the Lord is your muscle. But those in the group project, they are now qualified for internship, whether paid, whether unpaid internship. Why? Because of course, these are the people we feel, right, understand the prerequisites of what's, being in the whole software development life cycle. So I think I have it somewhere again in my slide, which I will just still talk about. Okay, so like I said, if you have questions, just take it down. If you can't drop it on the chat, no problem. Just write it down and I'll attend to all of them, right? So that's basically how Capstone phase is going to work in September, which of course that's when is going to be rounding up. Okay, so okay, I think this is where I have it in this slide. So it has its own slide. Only those who participate in the group project phase are eligible for paid/unpaid internships, right? Only those who participate in the group project. So if you fall under those who did individual, it's fine. You have learned for 3 months, you have gained the skill, right? You have also done a project, put it in your portfolio and keep learning, keep growing, stay connected, right? And apply for jobs if you can, or continue your learning, or come back in 6.0 for upgrade or whatever. But internship, trust me, you won't be taken, right? Because of course we'll have a list of names. So anybody that is not in that pool, right, will not follow through, because in Kodecamp, immediately after the boot camp, we have the internship phase. Right, we have the unpaid internship and then we have the paid internship. There are a whole lot of persons, I think some of them might even be on this call, that went through that and they are actually currently working in Codehouse, right, as interns, paid interns, right? I don't want to cast any of them, but they are actually here. They are earning this small change, reach a whole lot of people. If they have that change, their life will be okay, at least in this economy. It's something. Okay, so that's that, right? So let's move on. So let's clarify a bit of roles, right, and responsibilities. Now, this is for the group. I'm not talking to individuals. Individuals, do your thing. You are please don't write on my screen. Please don't do that. Whenever you're on a Zoom call, right, try as much as possible to keep your hand on, please. It's very important, okay? Yes, that temptation to touch your screen. There's usually, especially for those with mobile phones, there's usually like a pen icon or something at the bottom left. So don't be tempted to touch it. But it's distracting. Thank you very much for clearing that out, whoever did that. Okay, so this for the group, for those in the for those in the individual part of things. You're the PM, you're the tester, you're the back end, you're the front, you're everything. Yes, you're the PM, product manager, you're the tester. You are just you. You're a one-man island. So what if your role and responsibility, everything is you. So I don't need to explain. I don't need to talk to you, right? I'm just going to talk to those in the group, right? So each Capstone team mirrors a real software development team. Take note of that. Each Capstone team mirrors a real software development team, which will comprise of different areas. So it will comprise of front end, back end, the mobile, the UI, the designers, the QA testers, the DevOps engineers, and the product managers, based on the which is based on the project you're working on, right? Not all projects might require a mobile app and all that. So another thing is each team will have a team lead. Now, automatically, please pay attention because you guys will be divided to groups, right? Automatically, the team lead should come from the product managers, right? So if for some reason 2 PMs or 3 are assigned to a to a particular team, one of them will be the team lead. And it's very intentional because it will help. The person will just manage the process and all that. So take notes. And that team lead will be selected by the group. I'm not going to assign anything. You guys will vote, and that voting should be done very quickly. Okay, so each team will have a team lead. Like I said, it should be from the product management track. Okay, so this should be done immediately you are added to your project channel on Discord. So immediately you see yourself there, immediately vote. Don't wait. Okay, there's something some people say, okay, we'll vote by do your poll, we'll vote by 8 p.m. We'll vote tomorrow by 2 a.m. Now let me say this, right? Being in the Capstone project phase, whether group or not group, does not mean that you will be certified. No, it doesn't mean. No. And I'm going to show you some certain things, but don't think that once okay, I'm now in the Capstone phase, I can now do MIA or I can do ghost mode, ghost worker. You will ghost yourself. So it's not automatic certification. If you do not do the work, we will not certify you. There are a whole lot of persons that are still in a few persons are still in my DM, still saying, "Sag, please, this." One even told me to my face, "I'll forge it." I said, "That's fine. So if you can do it, why are you stressing me? But I will not certify you." And if for some reason any company calls to validate that, I will deny you. I know everybody. I have records. So if they come and ask, okay, this person put Kodecamp, this, all I have to do is take your name and just put it as a search. And once it doesn't come up, well, sorry, that's gone. So take note of that. The work has not ended. The work just started. Okay. So yeah, I think I've talked about that. Each team will have team lead, right? So from the product management was track, which will be voted by that. Now, let's just go straight. I'm trying to rush this, right? I don't want us to stay too long. I want to believe that there are going to be a lot of questions. So please, one of the trainers or two, I need someone to also help me check the YouTube, right? In case there are questions there, you can bring them up for me to respond to. Okay, so for the project ideas, now we have the project for the beginner level and projects for the intermediates. Okay, so for the beginner, there's a simple team-based task management tool where users can create, assign, and track tasks. That's project number 1. Project number 2, an online library platform where users can browse available books, borrow, and return them. Now, number 3. So if you joined late, please go back and watch the video, okay? Don't drag me back. I'm not somebody that they drag back, okay? So it's not my fault that you joined late, sorry. Okay, so you either hold on, maybe during question and answer, someone might ask a question around that area, but I don't go back. So you should always come early, right? or you just go by. It's actually recorded. It's on YouTube, so you can get that. So the third project is a platform for teachers to record attendance and grades, and for students or parents to view them. And then the fourth one is a social style application where users can share recipes, browse by category, excuse me, and favorite recipes. So these are 4 projects for the beginner level. You guys are much. So yeah, there's 4. Yeah, okay, that's that. So that's for beginners. Now for the intermediate guys, there are just 2 projects. The first one is a web platform where sellers can list goods they need to sell urgently. That's distress sale, right? And buyers can discover, negotiate, and purchase safely. And then the second one is a smart. You can see the word, the smart there is bold, right? A smart mobile first app, right? That helps users to build positive habits and stay consistent through reminders and gamification, right? So the first one is actually a web platform. The second one is a mobile application. So, so that's for the intermediate guys, right? So, depending on the people who come into the group, you'll be split into this team, right? Product managers, software testers, designers, front end, back end, and all that, right? I think the back end for intermediate is Node.js. So I think I'm going to pull Node.js. Well, for now, it's not something we need to talk about here, but I think it's going to be Node.js and Fast API. I'm going to put Node.js and Fast API into this. The beginners will have more the C#, a blend of C# and Node.js for backend. Okay, so that's for the project ideas, right? Now, the tools that we're going to use, of course, GitHub, Figma, Postman, these are tools you know. Discord is for communication, right? Render, I'm going to use that for hosting and a few other tools that will come up. Now, please note, no use of personal accounts for anything without explicit permission from your mentor, right? So you have to seek permission from your app. So for those of you who probably want to go and use an external tool or whatever tool you need to get your work done, don't use your personal account. Listen carefully. I find out it ends there for you. It's as simple as that. I don't know how to, what's it called? The whole give me a second, all those sorry thing. It was a mistake. No. I don't believe in all that, right? It takes a whole lot of process to make certain mistakes. It takes a whole lot of actions to make certain things that we call mistake, right? So sometimes I just own it up. Hey, you messed up, right? And there might be consequences, or there are consequences. Do not use your personal account, right, for anything without explicit permission from your mentor. So for example, you want to use Miro, you want to use something to host, you need this, tell your mentor, okay, there's this platform, we need to use it to host this and all that, and then we'll create and give access to you. Take note of that, please. The GitHub repositories have already been created. The Figma files have already been created. And let me even say this for the designers. In Figma, right? I'll say in Figma or on Figma. Figma gives you 3 design files and and 1 FigJam, if I'm not mistaken. Now, a design file has 3 pages. Designers take notes. Now I'm saying it so that nobody will say I did not hear. 3 pages is enough. 3 pages is enough for you to do what you need to do. Do not, and I repeat, do not create another design file. I did not say another project, another design file. A design file is going to be created for you. In that file, you have 3 pages, which you can split into, let's say, the usual now, style guide, or what you call design system, whichever one you want to name it. Then you have the page where you're actually going to put your designs. And then you should have another page where you have the designs that have been reviewed and completed. Okay, this is done. That's where developers should pick designs from. They shouldn't pick designs from your from where you're playing your rough play or still brainstorming. So usually call that page ready for development page. So on that page, every design, every screen you're done with, whatever review that has been done or whatever is good to go, it is now moved to that ready for development page for developers to pick from. 3 pages is enough. Another thing, do not in your life try to use, is it educational account or whatever to now, no, don't do it. Use what has been given to you. It is more than enough. It is more than enough. This is just 1 month. This is just Capstone. You're not working for a company. This is not well, let me not digress. So just take note of that, please. Thank you very much. And yeah, so expectations and success metrics. So let's look at some clear timelines and milestones. Now, so for the first week, now see, you guys have to work with speed. You know what they call speed. The first week, I'm expecting that everything that has to do with planning, setting up the MVP, product managers, you should know what an MVP is, right? I don't need to explain it, right? Design, project setup, QA test document, everything should be ready. Now, let me go this way. So the PMs, your project brief. Now, when you join the channel, I dropped a project brief, but it's a minimalistic one. So I just did something for you. You can build on from there, right? You can build on from there. So there, set up the MVP. Remember, okay, let me just talk about it. MVP is minimum viable product, right? So what that means is, what features can we have on this product that with these features we can go live first while other features come in? Because you cannot build everything in this timeline we have. No, you cannot. Imagine if Facebook was waiting for them to have video call functionality before they go live. Just imagine it. Somebody else probably would have done Facebook. And more features, trust me, they have crazy ideas. You'll see more features coming in, that's the truth, in most of the platforms you use. But they are still in the works. They are shipping them small, one by one. Updates. That's why you update your application. Updates. Some are new features, some are improvements that maybe they thought about in the concept when they were coming up with the product idea, but because of time constraint, you know what? Let's put this aspect first. Let's test the market. Let users download the app. Let users create an account. Let's see how responsive they are to our product before we pour in everything we have. That's MVP. So product managers, you decide that quickly. Like in 1 day, you're done. It's not a 5 years thing. In 1 day, you're done. Your PRD should be done. 1 day, you can finish it in 1 day, right? Designers, right? That first week, as you join, mainly you're added to the Figma board. You split. You guys will work each team basically is going to have a team lead, though. But the general team lead is the PM. It's only the PM I will communicate with as far as getting reports is done, right? The other tracks will have a team lead that can assign tasks. Okay, you work on the typography, you do this one, you work on this screen, you work on that screen, you work on this screen, you work on that screen. You get to work immediately. Now, let me say this to the team leads and the track team leads, let me call that, and the general project team lead. Anybody that is not functional, that is not available, let me know. We don't do pleasing people here. If you want everybody to like you, go and sell ice cream, but we don't sell ice cream in Kodecamp, right? We deal with serious people. So if for some reason your great-grandmother came back from the dead, right? She's now in the land of the living, and she said that she missed you and you want to go and spend time with her, please, by all means, go do so, right? But don't drag the project, okay? That's a principle. That's a way of life here. We don't wait for anybody, right? Not at all, okay? The project setup, that's for the developers. You don't say, I'm waiting for design. There are a whole lot of things that you need to put in place. your project structure, your components, whatever you need to set up and all that while waiting for the screens. Set them up, right? Set up your GitHub, right? Push to dev, set up your branching and all that. Someone said my words are very harsh. Well, sorry. Welcome to Kodecamp. That's Ikechi Kachon. So please just get used to it, okay? They won't be soft, and if they're ever soft, just know that something I'm not feeling very okay that day. Okay, so QA testers, that you already have an idea, you know what is going to be built. You've probably had the of course you should get the project PRD from the project managers, and then you start setting up your QA. Start setting up your QA test document, prepare, set it up so that once it is time for you to start testing, you won't start writing your test cases. Your test cases can come to life. You can have them written down before the product gets it. Because, for example, what you know that there's going to be authentication. You know there will be authentication on the platform rather, right? So why would you want to wait till they are developed before you create your test cases? No, you don't have to. You don't have to wait. Okay. So I need you to understand that the moment you see yourself on that project channel, work starts. Okay, the moment you see yourself on your project channel, whichever project you will land on, right, or you'll be assigned, right, work starts for you. Okay, now the week 2 implementation of core features, right, both week 2 and week 3, core features, focus on the core features, right, core features. So not that you spend all the time in the world, for example, and you're doing contact us page. No, that's not a core feature. It's a feature, but not a core feature. You understand? And now I beg to, what's the word? Let me sound a bit contradictory. Even about us page is not a core feature. Yes, I know some persons be like, yeah, but about us, people need to know. No. In your concept of about us, you want to put vision. You don't. Let me ask this question: how many of you know the of Google and the core values of Google and Google's about us page? Is anybody? Eh? Okay, you've gone to gmail.com and you're seeing about us, right? With the owner of Google and the team. You see the CEO, the MD, the technical this, the technical that, right? And then you now see core values will be hovering around. You understand? To just be hovering. Then you now see testimonials. You know how you do designers now, you do your about us. You now see testimonials, right? You now see some cards, some things will just be floating around. Then you now see map with one contact us form that's there, and then footer. Go and look, go now, just go. But yet, everybody on this call, in one way or the other, is held bound by Google. Everybody on this call, in one way or the other. So it's either you're held bound by Google or you're held bound by Microsoft, as far as email is concerned. You know, I used to tell someone that, see, if Google has so entered into the life of the world that have you ever wondered why some of their services are free and yet they're not even broke? If Google decides that, okay, you know what, for Gmail now, everybody will start paying $1 to use Gmail. $1, let's say $1 a year, for example. Now think of how much that will be. Trust me, you and I will pay. Or my price are $1 a year. $1, just $1. That's like for here now, over here, 1.5 or 1.6, whatever. Like in a year, you just pay only 1.6 and you still have access. You pay. But how many millions of people times the $1? That's what they will make. But that same company, go and check their website. Why? They focused on core features. That's what they focused on. So now, am I saying don't design about us page? No. Please don't get me wrong. Am I saying you shouldn't design your contact us form, right? Someone says if there's no contact us, how would the client contact us? The C in contact us stands for core. Nice one. I see what you did there. Austin, I see what you did there. So So that's it, right? That's my core features. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you should not have about us page. So I don't say, sir, you said core features. I'm not saying you should not have contact us page, but don't spend so much time. It is not a core feature. And I stand corrected. I stand, someone should argue with me, no problem. Somebody should say I'm saying nonsense. It's all good, right? But that's my own point of view. You have yours. Then, of course, the final week should be for testing. Of course, as you're building your testing also, but we just still have to put that there. The testers are also, everything is done in an agile way, right? So take note of that. Polishing, deployment, and presentation. So of course, you're going to present that, but we usually have our closing ceremony. So during the closing ceremony, where we have partners, sponsors, and every people, even those who would probably want to look at one or two prospects and possibly work with some of you, join, and then they want to see what you guys do. So there'll be presentation, and it has to be done excellently, right? It has to be done excellently. So take note of that, because testers, anything that does not work will hold you. If it doesn't work, to hold you. And please let me say this as just to lighten the mood. Please, during the D-Day, do not touch your code. Don't push anything to the repository. Developers, I hope you're listening. Like on the D-Day, no, see, even if your mind is telling, oh, sir, it's just to add a, don't touch it. Like, don't touch it. Like, I'm telling you this from my 4 years experience with closing ceremonies and presentation. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Maybe your presentation. Sorry, that's in case they don't see it. If for some reason it's very glaring, you can just say, "Oh, that's a misspelling there," and then move on. Don't see it. Do 10, 20 minutes, 1 hour to presentation time, and you go to the code to correct it. It is very risky. Very, very risky. Okay, so yeah, so that's for the clear milestones, right? Now let's talk about evaluation criteria for certification. I think I kind of talked about this a little, right? But let me just still do a bit of justice to that in depth. Let me go in depth. Number one, so for the success of your project, right? Remember, I'm talking to, well, at this point, I'm also talking to the individual guys, but you just sieve out the one that is not your own, right? Functionality, does it work as intended? If it does not, that's failure, right? That's failure. And this is not the what's that thing they say? Failure is this. Yes, try again. There's no try again in this one. This is failure, right? There's no in the journey to success. There is no failure. Failure just means you've known what that you can try again. No. There's no try again here, right? During presentation, it does not work. There's not going to be two closing ceremonies. Just one closing ceremony, which you will demo that. So that's it. So functionality, does it work as intended? That's a criteria. Team collaboration, how well roles were executed. So team leads and all that, please, anybody who is not collaborating or who has cross in the head, please let me know. I have the person's drug, or what's it called? There's a word I'm looking for. Remedy. Well, let me use remedy. Anybody that's is giving headache, right? Person doesn't know how to collaborate. Just let me know, right? Just let me know. Design and user experience, right? How polished is the product, right? How polished is it? And then presentation. Someone say, what's this girl? Leave it. #50. Presentation and documentation. So there should be clarity. Now, see how I am talking. Look at how I'm presenting. Look at how I'm talking. So please, people should understand what you're saying, right? and there should be professionalism in your presentation and also in your documentation, right? So with these few points of mind, I think this is all I have at this point for to kind of, like I said, it's just going to be something brief and onboarding to get you to, so you understand uh, you understand what is required of you. How do you qualify for this and the other way around? So you have a task already. Every track has a task. You know what to do. Someone say, well, what if it's the PM that is giving? If it's the PM, I'll know. And don't worry, that PM, I'll PM the person. Very simple. Right? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's that. Someone is still drawing on my screen. Fumilayo, please, please, please. Okay. So questions. Now at this point, whenever it's question time, I prefer to hear you than to read. So if you have questions, please raise your hand. Okay. I prefer that. I prefer that. I prefer that. So questions, please raise your hand. Gain clarity now. Gain clarity now. So that whatever it is you don't understand or you need clarity from, please raise your hand and ask. I prefer that than chat. Chat is a bit small, is a bit stressful for me. Please, trainers, like I said, if there's anyone on the YouTube, please, if there are any questions on YouTube, please just bring them down here so we can attend to them. Okay, Samuel, yes, go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening once again. Thank you for the explanations. I really appreciate it. My question goes thus. As regarding the group projects, when we talk about allocation of tasks and measurement of, okay, we know it is a group work. However, looking at the allocation of tasks for individual, we with the measure of how will I put it, the measure of how the individual is being graded, is it attached with the group as a whole or as individual when it talks of when we talk about measure of grading?
Okay, so okay, that's a very good question. Now, let me say this: when you're working in a team, because you see, there's this tendency there's something that happens with teams. That's why I'm very, very invested. When it's in the project phase, my eyes are always there. Right, I will get reports. For example, I don't want to share that here. There's actually going to be an attendance sheet for the team leads to fill. Of course, you guys should have meetings every week, right? At least 3 times a week. Attendance to those meetings is a criteria for the individual. Now, let me say this: the group may present fantastically, but Kodecamp does not certify groups. Kodecamp certifies individuals. So your team lead will be the one to tell me with proof that this person did his or her job, and this is the quality of the work that was done. Of course, you still have your mentors there. Now, you're going to use product management tools like Linear, right? Where tasks will be assigned. PMs, please take notes. They'll put the task there. So one of the things I will even know is, okay, this individual that I want to certify, I'll have a meeting with your team lead, right? This individual, how many tasks was assigned to him? Sir, he did only 1. Why did he do 1? Of course, every task has an expiration date, and it took you 5 days to do 1 task. Man, okay, now you can't go anywhere, right? You can't go anywhere. You just finish, let it finish, and then go. Like, just go and open POS. You understand? But we won't certify you. I think at least you now know something. You know now. You now have knowledge. You've been introduced, as if you're a beginner. You've now been introduced to the tech, so you should be able to fly. You know how people go to learn something and they don't learn finish. Before you know it, they branch out and open their own shop. So you can just start out a POS shop. You understand? Maybe tech is not for you, right? But individuals, will be certified, not the group. So you need to understand that being in a group does not mean that somebody else, one person will be working like Jack, like one person will be doing everything or doing most of the work, and you do just very minimal, and then you expect Trump to give you a certificate. I won't do that. I won't. And that is me. Okay. So understand attendance is one of the things that we pay attention to. Number two, how much work did you do in the group? Number three, what is the quality of the work? Number four, how long did it take to even do that task? They can't give you let's say, a contact us page to design, and you use 3 days out of 3 weeks that needs to be used, and you use 3 days, and you expect, no, if it's an over 10, that already, for me, not, I don't know about the team lead that may be graceful, but I'll review whatever the team lead is giving me, right? For me, that already will take out 4 marks, and then you're now looking for 1 to stay alive. That's me. I take very serious. I can, like, what you might feel is a bit small. That's when I hound at much, because, like I said, it's a team stuff. So if you are not serious, you're also affecting the delivery. Before you know it, there won't be any time anymore, and the only thing people will have to present is about us page and contact us page, because that's what is ready. While you took 3 days, or maybe somebody else will now have to take it over from you and finish it quickly. Or developer, designers are giving you page, they assign contractors, and all of a sudden, that's when your laptop, according to you, that's when your laptop all of a sudden started bringing out smoke. The exhaust in the laptop now spoil. Man, we will not certify you if you don't do the work. That's it. No matter, see, let me, just in case for somebody who probably will have an excuse or a valid reason, no matter the validity of your reason or excuse, if you do not do the work, you will not be certified. Let me say it. No matter how valid the reason is, no matter how valid or invalid or truthful, it might be true, it might be life and death, and I'm being serious, but I still will not study, no matter what it is. Certification is based on merit, not based on feelings and emotions. Tibenabu, go ahead with your questions. Question, rather.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
So I'm of the belief that product managers are the lead of most project. So I want to get it clear. When you say the team lead, are you talking about the project managers? Manager,
Okay,
sorry.
so like I said earlier, maybe I should use the word project lead. So that's kind of separates it. Every project will have a lead. So let me use the word project lead, and that is automatically going to be a product manager. But in that, if we have about 4 designers in a team, one person has to actually spearhead things. So that is what I usually call it, is a track lead, right? Track lead, that's what I call it. So the UI UX track now has a lead. So team lead in the track, right? You have about 6 front end guys. One person has to, if not, there'll be chaos. There has to be order. One person has to take responsibility. Okay. But for the project, right, the lead is one person, and it is going to be someone in the product management team. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay. Questions. See, ask now for clarity. Ask now. I don't want to say, oh, forever remain silent. Ask your questions now. Imole, this is why you're raising your hand.
Yes, we have a question from YouTube.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, from David Barry. If one person makes a mistake in the group and the project doesn't work as intended, does it mean everyone in that particular group will fail?
Yes, I think that's
Eh?
a very simple. That's that's the simplest question I've gotten. Yes. So hold your people well. Hmm? Hold your people well. Hmm? Okay, oh yes, thank you very much. You dropped, Benjamin even dropped the question on the chat. Thank you for reading it out. A whole lot of messages are going on here, so I'm skipping a few things. I'm missing stuff. So yes, the answer is yes. So it means that hold your people well. Don't allow anybody to do anyhow because it will affect you. That's team. Yes, that's actually it. That's team. That's teamwork. That's group. It's not one person thing. If one person messes up, it affects everybody. Okay? So okay, so that's that. Any other question? Please ask now, ask your question. No matter how crazy it might sound, right? There's this thing we say in vernacular, saying who they ask question, no, they miss road. So please ask your question now. Okay, okay, Molly, please just hold on. Let me take Abdul Samad Jinadu. Hope I pronounced that well. Abdul, go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
For the wonderful presentation. And you actually sent a lot of shivers down my spine, actually. So, sir, I just wanted to gain some clarity on. I want to ask if the projects must be within the project ideas you listed previously.
Yes. That is what you're going to work on, whatever group you're being assigned.
Okay. And pertaining the tools you mentioned, I just want to know, let's assume now that I'm a DevOps engineer and I want to quickly deploy the app and test it in my own environment. Must I inform the PM too?
Why do you want to test it in your own environment? Is there no other environment? This environment we're using already. By the way, for the DevOps guys, you guys basically use it's going to be strictly CI/CD. It's going to be strictly GitHub Actions. So,
okay.
So there's no environment within. Maybe you guys, I don't know. Maybe you'll talk. Your DevOps trainer will talk to you. Maybe I don't know. You guys can do a bit of SonarQube or all that, but it's going to be around GitHub Actions. I do not think that would want to run a bit of cloud here on this project. There may not be cloud. I doubt it. There won't be. So it's going to be CI/CD. But if there's any external tool you need, like I said, let your mentor know. If you cannot reach your mentor, reach out to me. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Imole, yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so Alan is asking how many persons that will be in each team project?
Alan, you'll find out when it's time. I don't have that. It's all dependent on who makes it there. So it's not cast on stone. You have a final task now, so go and do your task. The people depends on the number of persons that move into that. Let me go back to that slide. I think that should be slide 2 or so. Let me go back there and drop it. So this is the criteria. So it depends on the people who pass this criteria. So when I get that number, they will do a somewhat even distribution, right? Okay. Hilda and then T Benabu.
Okay, I wanted to call your attention to a question on the chat, Akis.
Okay.
From Nneka. She said, what if the PM is indisposed? Can she hand over? I think that's a very important question.
Oh, what if the PM is indisposed? Yeah. Well, why is the PM indisposed? Handover. The handover is a very strong word, right? Handover is like, okay, maybe you're not doing again. Right? Is it a temporary, Neka, is it a temporary handover or permanent one that you're talking about? Yeah, but of course, please let me even state this. I think it's a very important question. If for some reason, and this to everyone, if for some reason you're not going to be available, please communicate. Don't keep your team hanging. I'll take it out on you. The worst is if you're the PM, right? If for some reason you're going to be unavailable, please foresee it now. You should know. Maybe for some reason, too, like there has not been light all through the day, and your battery is 12%, and you have a meeting by 7 and it is 4 p.m. Drop a message. Okay, we currently have power issues, or this is. I may or may not be, or I may not be. Okay, can you do this? Can you do that? Be proactive, be responsible, right? So please don't just be MIA. Okay, don't be MIA. Neka, okay, your hand is raised. Maybe you want to give me a bit of context. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
Okay, so I asked the question because I'm also in PM, right? So, and most times I travel most of the time, right? So in a situation whereby I won't be able to, carry the project along, will I be able to hand over to the next PM? I mean, temporarily, it's not like I'm trying to, bail on that just for the month, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think about all of this because you don't know what's tomorrow is going to bring, and all of in order to keep the project on hold or something. That's my reason.
Yes, you can, but I should be aware. Okay.
Okay.
Like,
all right. Thank you.
because like I said, if for some, in fact, now that I've heard your name, right? Hilda, please mark this name. If she makes it to
Okay.
end of the project, if she makes it to the group project, please mark this name for me. She'll be the team lead of one of the groups. Good. So if for some reason you're not going to be available, you have to let me know. Okay, hey, good day, sir. This. I won't be available for this. I want to hand over to so person so that I can communicate with that person. Okay, because I will communicate with the product managers. Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Yes, thank you, team lead. Thank you very much for the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tibenabu. Go ahead.
All right, Tiben is also fine.
Okay, Tiben is fine. Yeah.
Regarding the same question, what's it called? Product management. For the product managers, right? Are we going to be having like two of them in a team?
Yes, you
Just in
can have
case of
three. You might have three, Seth.
thank God.
But it depends. Like I said, it depends on how many people makes it. So you might even have three, right? That will make the work a bit more easier, right? But it depends.
Okay.
So you guys should push yourself. Everybody in your tracks, push yourself. Go and push people. Else,
All right.
you have much work to do, and you have little people doing it. Okay. So
All right. Thank you, sir.
I'm wondering why I'm just having questions from only PMs. DevOps, you're not asking. Okay, one DevOps has asked. Designers, you don't have any question. Front end, mobile, you guys don't have questions. React guys, no question. Node.js, no question. Python, no question. Okay, that's fine. I hope there won't be I did not know or had I known, right? Okay. Trying to see if there's anything, any other question on the chat. Okay, Mary Jane. So we have about 10 minutes, then we'll round up. Okay, Mary Jane, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, good evening. You mentioned that Fast API is going to do the intermediate, is going to be part of the intermediate project, but Fast API is beginner.
Does it matter? API is API. It's not project. API is API now. So are you scared? Is there a different kind of authentication that you use on a beginner project that you will not probably use in the intermediate project? You should be happy now. I'm pushing you ahead. I'm taking you to go and meet big boys for whatever sense. So, okay, ask questions. Scared is another. No, don't be scared. No, don't be scared. No, see, don't be scared. All these things I'm doing. There's nothing. These are things you actually face when you start working for a serious company. I'm not even doing anything. What I'm doing is what you are expected to do, right? So it's just that, like I said, in Codecamp, one of the things you will learn, apart from the skill, you also learn the character. Small will touch you, right? It's normal. It has to. We don't just teach skills, those technical skills. Some soft skills will just enter your body, even if you don't want it to, right? It will just enter somewhere, and then maybe when you leave, you can now go and expand and manifest wherever you are. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all the questions, right? All the questions. Okay, that's fine. So no one on YouTube, no one, no other person. Esther, okay, go ahead. Please let's think of it now. Think of it. Allow yourself. Ask. Whatever. Don't see, no matter what it is, ask. Get clarity for yourself. Okay, Esther, go ahead. Hello, Esther. Okay. I think Esther is not saying anything. Zainab.
Yeah, good
Okay,
evening.
good evening.
Can
Good
you
evening,
hear
sir.
me?
Okay, Zainab, hold on.
Yes, I'm
Esther,
speaking. Good evening, sir.
Esther is back.
You mentioned that the PMs, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Esther, go ahead. Sorry, that was Lois. Can you please mute your mic? Okay, Esther, go ahead, please.
No, I'm here. I actually cannot hear myself, so I don't know.
You can't hear yourself. So
Okay, I can hear now. All right, sorry. Good evening. Okay, you mentioned that the PMs, that you're going to drop the PROD for the different projects, and the PMs are supposed to look at it. You're going to drop something very small. So I want to ask, will the PMs look at it and expatiate on it, like rewrite it, or just look at it and then discuss within themselves and the group, and then bring out the MVPs? I'd like to, I want clarity on that.
something you should be talking to your trainer about. Okay, but what I said was what I have dropped, not I will. It's currently on the channel, just waiting for you to enter. It's just a project brief. So you will expand to your PROD now. Do your PROD from there, get your MVP and all those things. What I just dropped is a project brief, just something minimal. Some explains the products and what it's about. That's all. The rest you get you. So just think of it like a client comes to meet you. Oh, I want to build a platform where I can sell my sell some of the things in my house, distress sales. That's project brief, very minimalistic one. So you take it and you get your PRD and expand. So that's what that is. Zainab, go ahead now.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for the presentation. Please, my question is, along the line, if you get stuck on something, is there somebody we talk to? Is there a mentor we can talk with, or we can go to our trainer? Will he be able to put us through, or we are doing this all on our own?
Your trainer, your mentor, they'll all be with you. They're still there. So if you're stuck, you can always reach out to them.
Thank you very much.
But don't be stuck. You've learned for 3 months, so don't be stuck. Oyindamola, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
you
sir.
mentioned something about product managers getting assigning tasks through an app like Linear. So I wanted to ask, do you will you get do program managers get the app to assign tasks to people in the group, or the one you feel is the best to assign those tasks is what you use? That's my question.
Very good question. First of all, I don't know. Seems it's only PMs that need to ask questions. The other tracks, okay, people know what to do already. That's fine. So Hilda, it seems you have very smart people in your team. That's good. Okay. So to answer your question, one, Linear, of course, we have established that that's the tool. I've already created the linear workspaces for each of those projects. So once I share you guys, I'll give access. Now, as for the task, you will get that from the track team leads, not me. In fact, why am I there? Why would I be giving people tasks? No. So, for example, there are 5 UI UX designers. There's a track lead there. So based on the priority, that track lead will say, okay, you you're designing login screen, you're designing sign up screen, you there. So she will give you that information for you to put on the linear, and then you do the follow up. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Olanike, I think you're the last person.
Yes, sir.
Are you another PM?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
I just want to ask that will
It's
there
fine.
be will there be recording of this meeting so that we can maybe listen to it again?
Yes. There is a recording. It's
All right,
recorded
thank you.
on YouTube too.
Yes, sir. God is our strength. Don't worry, we are capable.
Yes, I believe in the PMs. Yes, I believe in PMs for president. Yes, I believe in you guys. Okay, so someone is saying I keep hearing mentor. I don't have mentor. How do we get mentors? Well, first of all, you need the tail of a white rat, 2 gin, and 1 rotten tomatoes. That's how you can get a mentor. Okay, we developers don't make noise. Okay, that's good. What about those that don't have laptops? If you don't have laptops, I don't know what you want to do. If you don't have laptops, you've learned already, right? You've learned. So thank you very much. That's all I can say. You have learned. So thank you very much. All right. When you have laptop, go apply that knowledge. Go and soar. Go and fly. That's all I can say for that. I'm sure that passes the message very, very well. Okay. Okay, I think that's that. I don't think there are any other questions, right? Someone says PM means Papa and Mama. Okay, so I think that's that. So guys, thank you very much. So I believe we now understand what what the project phase, what the capstone project phase entails, and right. So please, for those of you who have been given your task, please don't give up, right? Push, and make sure you are part of those in the group phase, because those are the persons we will focus on when it comes to internship or whatever. The other ones, we are just like I said, for those of you who have been in Codecamp before, we don't do this other part of, okay, you know what? And let me state this, right? I don't think I mentioned it, right? Please, there is a timeline for this individual project, and it is still the same timeline as what's it called? As the group project. Now, as much as you will not demo it, right? It has to be done. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: if you are in stage 4, for example, you still have from now till the ending of September to push yourself down to where you can work on the project, capstone project, and all that. Yes, there's that flexibility this year. This year, there's mercy. There's one grace that came with this year, right? So don't feel like, I'm in stage 3. There's no how. No, right? You still have from now to September to get to 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the final one, so you can do the individual. Of course, you're not going to meet up the group project, but at least you can meet up the individual project, right? And then you can submit that, and you're good to go, of course, if all things being equal. So the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court. If you don't get certified, it is not Codecamp's, right? It is your fault. I know some persons who probably were in previous court, they'll be like, why didn't I get this kind of opportunity in the previous court? Because I didn't give it. So, and it may not be a thing. It may not happen in 6.0. For some reason, it's just happening in 5.0. So, well, maybe this particular cohort is blessed, right? So, say somebody shouts power. Okay, so keep pushing, right? Whether you're in stage 2, you're in stage 3, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Keep pushing. you have to be a finalist. You started this journey. Let it not be a waste. Your spent time, data, money, stress, there has to be something that comes out at the end. If you do not make it at the end, it is your fault. You have nobody to blame but yourself. If someone says, what if the person not at any stage at all? I don't know what to say to that person. I actually don't know. Right. So guys, thank you very much. I have just seen that my boss is on the call. Okay, somebody has a question. Okay, Ayodeji, okay, go ahead before I call on my boss before so we can round up. Was that a mistake? Ayodeji, do you have a question? Okay, so well, you can still ask
Can
your
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned something about an individual project. So is that in line with the current task we are being given before we get grouped into the personal ones? I mean, into the group projects.
Sorry, take that again.
Okay, now we are moving from like task 1 to task 7 at the moment. So does that build up to the capstone, then from the capstone to the group? Or I'm trying to understand that order.
Where were you? Where were you when I was explaining this? You just joined. So
I
we
was
have
trying to.
1 to task 7, right? The final task is task 7. Task 7 is what moves you to the capstone phase, which you either qualify for the group or individual. Do you understand?
Okay.
That's just it. So don't add any other task again that might confuse you. The last task is the stage 7 task because you're currently in stage 7, right? So that task
Okay, I guess now.
Is what moves you to 8, which is like the group or individual. Okay. Now, let me say this. I think I'm going to put it this way. For now, I'm yet to choose a particular way I will disseminate the individual project. It's going to be like, for example, if you're in UI UX, it's just going to be, you might have 3 variations of capstone projects for you to pick one, or it may just be one thing that's for individual, that everybody just does the same thing, right? I'll figure out, not really figure out per se, I have, but it's just trying to look at which one people that there will be less people will take advantage of less. If it's not something I'll just drop generally, because I don't want somebody in stage 4 now leaving 5, 6, 7 tasks to start working on capstone. No. So it might be that you only get the task, you only get the capstone project when you get to stage 8. That might actually just be the flow I would use. But well, that's not something to bother yourself. Just focus on your task. Just focus on your task. Okay. So yes, as I was saying, yes, we have my boss is on the call. The reason why Codecamp exists in the first place, the CEO of Code House, right? So Engineer Bert Udo is his name. I'm sure you've heard of him. I'm sure you've seen him, right? And he decided to, out of his busy schedule, join us for this session. Engineer, if you are not so busy, would love to just hear from you, sir, before we round up.
Okay, good evening, Ike. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. This has been a very insightful session for me, particularly considering that at the early stages of Codecamp, I was kind of following things very well, but I lost track because I had a lot of other things. I got swamped. And I've been trying to catch up, right? And here we are in Capstone already. So this was a very good opportunity for me to just key in, and it's interesting to read the comments and see. I don't know why everybody's so scared. Leadership is an opportunity for you to be seen, and when you are seen, you get picked. I don't know why people will be running away from that. Like, perform, right? This is the beginning. Perform and you will get seen. And when you get seen, there are a lot of people that will do stuff and they will not even get seen. Like they'll be looking for opportunity to get seen. But this this allows you to be seen and the best of you to be put forward for the world to see, and that leads to more opportunities. So people should even be rushing. People should be happy that they are, project managers. And interestingly, this is the first cohort of Codecamp where we have a complete team, what we call an SDLC, Software Development Life Cycle. You have everybody. Before, yes, when we used to do just front end, back end, and mobile, you have a team that's just front end, back end, and mobile. But now we have from project management, the beginning of the software development cycle, all the way down to software testers who are at the end, just before deployment. Then, of course, we have DevOps, we have back end, front end. So I'm happy to see this. I want to see how this works out because this is something that will continue and it's something that will continue to build on. Yeah, like Ike has already said, there are some people here who are already doing internships and they'll tell you a lot of their experience. Building software, it's not about you as a person, it's about the team. In fact, it's not just about the team. It's not even about the team. It's about the product. A lot of people were asking, what if I do my own part, and the rest of the team doesn't do? Will I still, I like that answer. That answer that Ike gave, no. Because if you do just your own part, will you have a product to sell? So think about it this way. You are put together in a team like a startup. You have to build a product. You have to sell the product. And then you are only doing your own part, right? And the rest of the people are slackers and they slack. Do you have a product you can sell? Will you sell your code? Is it the code you are selling or the product you're selling? Nobody is interested in, just your own part. What people are interested in, what they'll pay money for is a product. So at the end of the day, I want everybody to have a product-centric mindset, right? Yes, you are contributing your own part from the project management, design, front-end development, back-end development, DevOps, deployment, testing. But at the end of the day, you have to have a product. And that's what you're going to demo on your day of presentation. And if your product fails, nobody cares who is there or whether the designers did a good job or I did my own part too, but your product failed, So this is a call to action. Everyone should work together as a team and close the gaps of each other, as team members and make sure that, you come out with something. So that's just what I want to say and add to that. It's good to see everyone again. And I hope at some point I'll get to meet, some of you when we start the internship and we start building real products. That's it from me, Ike. Thank you very much. And back to you guys.
Yes, thank you very much. I don't think I want to end without my assistant saying something. So, Molly, yeah, say
Yeah,
something.
I would just like to say that I can't wait to have you all in the project phase. Like this is where we get to, interact well. And this is like the roadmap to the internship. So welcome everyone. If you want to have more of me, let's get to the project phase. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, the trainers were on the call. Yeah, just say one or two things that we can go. Let me acknowledge them. Okay, Gideon. Gideon is on the call. I think that's a C# trainer. Gideon, are you there? Are you free to say something?
Can I be heard?
Yes, you can be heard.
All right, good evening, everyone. I just want to say, I wish you guys all the best. You just start with your mind. Once you have structured everything with your mind, then you can do it. You make up your mind. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Hilda, that's the trainer for the product management track. Can you just say a few words?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you, Engineer Neviet. Anyways, all I want to say is that during closing ceremony, right, all this noise that the PMs are making, I would like to see them, and I would like to also hear all of this noise. I want to see all of you at the finish line. That's basically all I have to say. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so PMs, your trainer wants to see you all at the finish line. Otherwise, they hear that for president. Okay. Well, I think we have one more trainer on the call. I think I had some more, but maybe they dropped off. Yes, I have Benjamin. Yeah, Benjamin. That's the trainer for the UI UX track intermediates. Benjamin, I say something before we go. Benjamin, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Yeah. Good evening. Hope. Please confirm you can hear
Okay.
me.
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I just want to help the brilliant minds, the UI UX designer. So I noticed they were not asking questions. So that's because they are creative thinkers, right? So they think, they don't just say out things. So I'm looking forward to working with us much more closer, because this time it's going to be us bringing out a product to life. So looking forward to seeing us at the finish line. That's all from me.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. I think I have one more person, and then I'm going through the chat. Okay, David. Yeah, David is on the call. That's the trainer for the React track. David, yeah, just say a few words. I think we'll call it time out.
Yeah. Hello. Hello,
Yeah,
everyone. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. Yeah. Thank you, Ikes, for the excellent session. So, to everyone, I won't just speak to my trainees only. I'll speak to everyone. So we've gone this far. You have no reason to not get to the finish line. So just get it done and finish strong. Okay. As for my trainees, I'm very confident. They are very fired up and ready for work. Thank you.
Okay, all right. We will see. We will see, and we will know. David, like I always say, I like to boast about it actually, right? As David also was part of Kodecamp, right? From as a trainee and all that, and he's now a trainer. He's a big boy now. No, it's just that he doesn't want to pay tithes. But David is that. So these are people who started also from Kodecamp, beginner, intermediate. Benjamin also is a product of Kodecamp. We're proud. Um, Even my assistant. Oh, my assistant. That I call her my peace of mind. Though she's married, though, but don't misunderstand because when she came, she just took a whole walk. She just lightened the load for me. That's why I call her peace of mind. If she just takes something from my hand to do it, I can just rest. And these are people who came from Code Camp, right? So I want you guys to know that where you are is actually a fertile ground. Yes, it's a place where you can be more than you want to, more than you actually even envisage, right? It's a stepping stone, right? Think of code camp like a catapult that can fire you. And then how far you go depends on the momentum you build from here, right? So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Someone said we know her husband. Okay. You wanted to have tracked you. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, to trainers, mentors, and everyone who joined the call. Those on YouTube, thank you so much. I'm sure there are no questions, but if you do have questions, right, you can ask for questions regarding the Capstone project phase. Please use the general channel. I want to have all questions in one place. Don't use your track channels, else I'll be answering everywhere. But rather, just use the general channel, right? For any questions regarding the project phase that you still need a bit of clarity, just ask there. I'll respond. But also, please, when you're asking, try to first to be sure that the question you want to ask has not already been answered, because I will not answer twice. Okay, it's really stressful. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Once again, I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the project phase, and of course, hopefully, to still work a bit more closely with some of you during the internship, unpaid, paid, and of course, if possible, working as colleagues someday, sometime, somewhere, right? But till then, please go back, finish up your tasks, and yeah, we'll meet next week. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful night rest. Bye, everybody.